good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
In 1915, Chevrolet manufactured the Model 490, which was aptly named after the vehicle's listing price, $490. But these vehicles came with one downside. They were sold with only the frames. So customers had to purchase the body, bed, and cab separately, and mostly from independent companies for an additional $100 plus. The all-American pickup truck began to pick up momentum among the general public with the burgeoning automotive industry after World War I. American industrialist Henry Ford first noticed the pickup trucks used by the US military during the war, and he predicted there to be a market for something similar among the American working class. So he ramped up production on factory-built trucks like the Ford Model T Runabout, which, unlike its predecessor, included a pickup bed. Due to this early success, Ford released its new line of pickup trucks in 1948, the F-Series. The F-Series encompasses both light-duty and heavy-duty trucks. With the continuous success of the F-Series, other car companies began to pick up on America's growing call for pickups. The Chevrolet CK, now known as the Silverado, was introduced in 1975, and the first generation of the Dodge Ram in 1980. And over time, they got bigger and bigger. But Europe was not taking part in this pickup truck boom. A smaller market for pickup trucks existed, but even that consisted of more compact Japanese models.
Yeah, these cars that we're looking at are the same cars that they use for transportation and taxis at the same time. All they did was just painted it different. Like, that's the same. They had one model at one point in history. That's wild.
That's a classic vehicle. I like that car.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
For example, in the first half of 2017, 80,300 pickups were sold across Europe. Compare that number to the pickup market in the US, where during the same period, over 200,000 mid-size pickups and over 1 million full-size pickups were sold. So why hasn't the pickup gained steam in Europe? Well, first, let's get the easy answer out of the way. Gas prices across Europe are more than twice as high as prices in the United States. As of this year, in the US, the average price of a gallon of gas is $2.40. In countries like France and Italy, average prices can reach as high as $6.08 per gallon. Most of the most popular pickup trucks in America have large fuel tank capacities, so this would set back European car owners a sizable amount of money a year just for gas.
They do use more than say a conventional van or car, just because their aerodynamics are great. They're heavy as well, so yes, you do end up using more fuel.
Take a look at the Ford F-150. Its tank can hold up to 36 gallons at a time. On average, a driver in Europe would have to pay around $180 per tank fill for the F-150.
But fuel per se is not a major problem, but it will be in the future when commercial vehicles have to reach tougher CO2 targets, meaning that they have to be more fuel efficient. And there's no way you're going to be able to do that easily in a pickup truck, because they're pretty simple things, you know. So if you start adding a load of hybrid or electric technology in there, it's going to push the prices up to the point where people won't be interested anymore.
If you followed even anything about French politics, for instance, the last, let's say, year and a half, you've seen probably something about the yellow vest protests happening around cities and countries. And that was actually started because of the raising of the gas tax. And so people living in rural areas have to drive further, they spend more time on the road. And so while the gas tax was motivated by a desire to reduce consumption, improve the environment, it hit those people much harder.
But gas prices don't explain it all.
I mean, even if they was doing electric, I feel like somebody's gonna get hit in the foot. I don't care what part of the level of the world you live in, like the way things are set up and how the governments be pushing out certain things, like we just won't all get the best pie, the best slice.
I feel like I would love to see, and I know we should be the last people to talk about that because we don't all have walkable cities, but more public transportation for the rural areas.
That's
like
hard.
they're the ones, regardless. I could speak for the United States. When there's cuts and things in these things, they get hit the worst.
Yeah.
You know, like what they just cut. The Social Security, the elders have to go into the office now instead of being able to do it online or over the phone. They don't think about those people in those rural communities.
Yeah. It's like the lack of planning ahead. You know what I'm saying? They push the needle the wrong...
Or just not caring.
That is the thing as well, too. They push the needle the wrong way. Because if you're going to, for instance, like you were saying, cut something where the elder can't reach it, have something already in the area for them to go to, like a little small building, because for one, they're not moving as fast as us. So they're going to get there when they get there, but have it to where they can get there and they can make sure they get their, information needed and, exchange and whatnot. And the same for the people in the road. You could have some train tracks that's built that direction. You can get some buses that's taking routes that direction. Plan ahead instead of cutting it, and now they're suffering trying to figure out something that you made a choice on. But somebody's going to go through something with this type of stuff.
Let's compare these two streets. Which one do you think is in Europe, and which one is in the United States?
Where's Europe over here on the right?
It's the...
Yeah, that's Europe right here on the right. Look at the pointed...
Look at the bus.
Look at the buildings.
Yeah.
We got the block tops going on. That bus is so sweet. Look at that car. I haven't seen one like that.
Many urban European streets are thin, and pickup trucks are usually wide. With the rear view mirrors, the Ford F-150 measures a little over 6 feet tall and about 8 feet wide. These measurements are considerably larger than most European vehicles. Take Europe's best-selling car, the Volkswagen Golf, which is 1.5 feet smaller in both directions. Now, the US interstate highway system calls for standard 12-foot wide lanes. In Europe, while road measurements do vary from country to country, the minimum widths can range anywhere from 8.2 feet to 10.7 feet. So driving one of these pickup trucks in an 8.2 foot lane would definitely come with its own set of challenges.
Some of the urban road systems go back to medieval times where, they're very tight, very narrow, and it's very difficult to maneuver a pickup truck sometimes. I mean, it's doable and people will do it, but it takes a certain type of person to be confident, and most people just aren't as confident enough to drive one of these easily every day.
Another reason why the pickup truck is not as popular in Europe comes down to taxes. Before consumers can start driving their truck around, they first have to go through an extensive and, more often than not, expensive customs clearance process. The initial step in the process involves paying an import tax and duty. Out of all the different types of vehicles, pickup trucks have the heaviest import duties. Depending on its cargo loading size, the duty can cost anywhere from 10 to 22% of the cost it took to import it. Along with this additional expense, consumers are also responsible for paying an import tax or value-added tax that ranges from 19 to 22% depending on the country. Generally, the total added expenditure of the import tax and duty will be around a third of the purchase price of the pickup. And once these are paid, multiple forms and documents are then required for processing. These documents are filed in order to officially register the vehicle within the country. So this part of customs clearance can take a significant amount of time to complete. Lastly, the cultural significance of the pickup truck in America doesn't have the
but I don't see the average person doing that, importing trucks. I don't even think that's like one of their biggest concerns, to be like, I gotta get a truck from overseas.
Right, because their lanes are small anyway.
Right, and it's just the price is crazy. The price is
Unless
crazy.
they living on the countryside, I'll see that. They want to have a big truck like that
and go crazy with the mud and all that.
Right.
Effect on consumers in parts of Europe.
The pickup truck is sort of connected to almost this, I won't say cowboy image, but this sort of very almost Western, independent, rugged individual persona.
Through its appearances in films and commercials, the pickup truck has become an icon of the rugged American outdoors. This particular aesthetic doesn't resonate to that extent with the large population in Europe.
Although many people in Europe love the outdoors, they're not necessarily wanting to present themselves in the car they drive, the vehicle they drive, as this sort of hunt and shoot and fishing type, in the same way that perhaps they do in the States. Also, we don't tow in quite the same way.
Despite all of these reasons, the pickup truck has seen some spurts of growing popularity in recent years. According to data gathered by Dynamics, Sales for the midsize pickup in Europe increased by 19% in the first half of 2017. This can be credited to changes in government regulations. European countries started to enact stricter fuel economy laws and emission standards that caused the market for the traditional body-on-frame SUVs like the Land Rover Defender to dwindle. These SUVs were primarily used to haul large cargo like trailers and boats, and now that they were discontinued, European customers had to look elsewhere for such work. Crossovers? Forget it. Their small displacement engines wouldn't be able to provide enough torque needed to tow heavy equipment.
I feel like y'all would
Thus
love these.
enters the mid-size pickup truck,
no.
most notably the Ford Ranger. With the exception of the Ranger, there still is little American presence in the European truck market. Instead, European automakers began to build their own versions of the all-American vehicle. They formed alliances with Japanese companies to build pickup trucks based on existing models. There are cars like the Mercedes-Benz X-Class and the Renault Alaskan, to name a few, which were both built upon the skeletons of the Nissan Navara. Unfortunately, this market has been seeing little success to continue production. So, manufacturers like Mercedes-Benz expect to cancel their pickup truck lines within 2020.
The Ranger has done well off the back of that. So
They
that's
just
about
showed
as
you a
American
list
as
of
it gets.
things that they was interested in, and they discontinued it, and y'all gave them something little.
Right.
And now they're looking at you like, I don't want it, bro. Respectfully, I don't want it. It's not helping me with work at all.
And we should not force ourselves to be there.
That's
Okay,
wild.
they don't like the American model, especially now.
Obviously.
Especially now.
It's the fact that the Ford is the #1 leading brand.
The American pickup that has defined a generation of the country's working class and its outdoor adventure-seeking families may just continue to struggle to see progress across Europe.
But you know, so interesting though. We're gonna stop the video right there, man. Make sure you guys check our channel out. There's certain locations that is huge on bike cultures, but I don't think they highlight the rural areas enough to show the people that these people out here need trucks. They need bigger models. They need cars to pull certain things, you know, stock, hay, feed, things of that nature. So I feel like it's important to highlight that as well.
Right. And that's just not in their culture to do. They have their own things, okay?
Yeah.
They say they'll rather the Japanese before the Americans.
Go for it then.
All right, y'all. Let us know if you have a truck. All right.
Yeah, definitely.
We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.